Sometimes a sports car just seems too good to be true. You see a sleek body, hear the rumble of a powerful engine, and imagine yourself zooming down the highway. But then reality hits. These dream cars can turn into nightmares faster than you can hit 60 miles per hour. We're about to dive into 6 sports cars that you should steer clear of. Trust me, you'll want to avoid these money pits at all costs. Number 6. Mazda RX8. Rotary engine. Rotten luck. Ah, the RX-8, Mazda's valiant attempt to keep the rotary dream alive after killing off the legendary RX-7. The RX-8 might look good on paper, rear-wheel drive, high-revving rotary engine, and a futuristic design, but don't be fooled. Behind that appealing exterior lies a ticking time bomb. The Renaissance rotary engine, hyped to be the second coming of the RX-7's 13B, is anything but impressive. In fact, it's downright unreliable. Have you ever tried starting your RX-8 after a short drive, only to hear the engine crank endlessly, refusing to fire up? That's not a fluke, it's the infamous engine flooding. Let's just say it's a feature that's less cool design and more please. I don't want to push my car every time I stop. But the real kicker? Those pesky apex seals, the tiny metal strips that keep the engine running. They wear out quicker than brake pads, leading to compression loss, misfires, and full-blown engine failure. And here's the fun part. A proper rebuild can cost you a whopping $5,000 for a used car that might not even start half the time? Hard pass. Mazda designed this car to burn oil like it's going out of style. You'll need to check the oil at every gas stop or risk watching your engine go up in smoke. And don't even get me started on those suicide doors. Yes, they're cool, but who on earth thought a sports car should have half doors? It's like Mazda was trying to be edgy, but ended up confusing everyone. If you enjoy constantly repairing your car and explaining to people why it won't start, the RX-8 is your ride. For the rest of us, stay far, far away. To Audi TT, first generation, the too good to be true disaster. Sleek, stylish, and with all-wheel drive, it promises everything you could want in a sports car. But looks can be deceiving. This beauty was actually a death trap when it was first released in 1998. Audi engineers thought it would be a great idea to make the TT ultra light, but they missed one critical thing: stability. The car's suspension setup made it prone to snap oversteer, meaning a simple lift of the throttle mid-turn would send you into a spin. It was bad enough that it led to fatalities, forcing Audi to recall the car and fix the problem with a larger rear spoiler and revised suspension. Even after the recall, this thing was still dangerous. It was like walking a tightrope without a safety net. And oh, let's not forget about the maintenance. If you're still interested, I hope you enjoy spending money on repairs, because both the 1.8L Turbo and the VR6 suffer from premature timing chain failures. If you don't catch it in time, well, your engine is toast. And let's talk about electrical gremlins that plague the TT. At third, Pontiac Solstice, a baby Corvette with major issues. At first glance, it's a gorgeous roadster that looks like a baby Corvette, and for a while, it seemed like the perfect competitor to the Mazda Miata. It even had a turbocharged version with a 2L engine, but spoiler alert, this car is anything but a gem. The base model was painfully slow, clocking a 0 to 60 time of 7.2 seconds. For comparison, that's slower than a Toyota Camry from the same era. And then there's the build quality. The interior is a mess of cheap plastics that rattle like an old washing machine. The convertible top is a 5-step manual process that's as frustrating as it sounds. Meanwhile, the Miata has a top-down process that you can complete while driving 35 mph. Come on, GM, what were you thinking? Now, for the real kicker, the ignition switch defect. GM had to recall over 1.4 million vehicles, including the Solstice, because a faulty ignition switch could turn off the engine while driving, and it disabled the airbags at the same time. That's not just bad, it's dangerous. This issue was linked to 13 deaths, and if your Solstice hasn't had the fix, you're basically gambling with your life every time you start the engine. For a sports car that's slow, unsafe, and poorly built, the Solstice is definitely one to avoid. Trust me, your life and wallet will thank you. Mercedes SL 600, luxury and heartbreak in one package. You're scrolling online and there it is, a Mercedes SL 600 for under $15,000. V12 engine, drop top, and the epitome of German engineering. It's hard to resist, right? But before you get too excited, let me break the bad news. This luxury dream is a nightmare in disguise. The SL 600 boasts a 6L V12 engine that cranks out 389 horsepower, but maintaining this beast is an absolute nightmare. An oil change? That'll set you back around around $850. Need to replace a fuel injector? Try $1,000 per injector, and there are 12 of them. And when the engine develops leaks, prepare to remove half of it just to fix basic issues. This car was ahead of its time with advanced electronics and hydraulic suspension. The problem is, all that technology is bound to fail. The adaptive dampening system, a repair cost that will surpass the price you paid for the car. And let's not forget the infamous biodegradable wiring harness. Yes, Mercedes thought it would be a good idea to use wires that literally disintegrate over time. Unless you have a blank checkbook and a dedicated Mercedes mechanic on speed dial, the SL600 should be left to someone with endless amounts of cash to burn. If you're looking for luxury without the repair headaches, stay away from this one. 2. Pontiac Fiero, the fire hazard of sports cars. The Pontiac Fiero, GM's first mid-engine sports car. At first, it seemed like a bold idea, but it quickly became infamous for all the wrong reasons. Early models had a nasty habit of catching fire due to oil leaks, overheating issues, and weak connecting rods. The 1984 model alone had over 135 reported engine fires. That's right, they called it the Fiero. Even if you can get past the fire risk, which is a huge stretch, the Fiero wasn't exactly a performance powerhouse. The base model had a 2.5L Iron Duke engine that made a pitiful 92 horsepower. That's slower than a minivan. Even the V6 models didn't impress. And the handling? Let's just say it was like driving a shopping cart. The interior was cheap, and the electrical issues were worse than trying to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. If you want a mid-engine sports car, look elsewhere. The Fiero's reputation as a death trap is hard to ignore, and finding one in decent condition today is like searching for a unicorn. Stick with a Toyota MR2 instead. Trust me, you'll thank me later. One BMW E60 M5, a V10 that'll empty your wallet. The BMW E60 M5, it's the ultimate sports sedan, 500 horsepower, a V10 engine that revs to 8,250 RPM, and a BMW badge that screams performance. Sounds perfect, right? Well, buckle up, because this car is not for the faint of heart. The E60 M5 is known for its infamous S85 V10 engine, and while it's one of the coolest power plants BMW has ever made, it's also a ticking time bomb. The rod bearings are terrible, and if you don't replace them every 60,000 miles, you're looking at a 15,000 plus engine rebuild. Oh, and did I mention the SMG transmission? It's a robotized single clutch manual that's known for frying clutches like no tomorrow. The SMG pump alone cost over $4,000 to replace. But wait, there's more. The iDrive system is buggy, sensors fail constantly, and the throttle actuators go bad every 50,000 miles, costing around $2,500 to replace. It's a beautiful car, but if you don't have a bottomless pit of money to keep it running, the E60 M5 will drain your bank account faster than a sports car on a speedway. If you enjoyed this video of the most notorious sports cars to avoid, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content that'll keep you informed and entertained. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on future videos. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.